Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, Spiritual Justice Gym, Trusted Gym. I'm Goddess Quito. You can call me Quito. Either one will do. I answer to both. Please like, share, subscribe. All that good jazz. Anywho, this is Earth Signs General reading for the month of February. In your current placement is the Temperance. Crossing as the 7 Wands. Recent past is 2 of Wands and recent past is the 10 of Wands. Sorry, the recent past is the 10 of Wands. The near future is the Magician. In your conscious mind is the 2 of Wands and the Moon. In your subconscious mind is the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Wands is your advice. In your outer influence is the King of Pentacles. And in your hopes and fears is a High Priestess. And in your outcome is some type of good news, the Page of Swords. So you're seeing lies and illusions through a business deal. This reading has a lot to do with business, but you have to be careful because I did pick up black magic in this. Where did that? Yeah, dark magic being involved. So somebody is trying to put your partner in his pride and his ego, in a negative way. They want your partner only to talk to you only because you flatter his ego. Somebody is blocking your conscious mind from seeing something, so be aware of that. Somebody has a real rent business that his, and this is in your outer influences too. Somebody have a well rent business, well run business that has his children will one day inherit. So this King of Pentacles who's in an outer influence is like, it's like somebody is trying to, because I'm picking up on a marriage or a relationship. It's like somebody's doing negative energy at work for somebody to use you and cut you out of everything, and for this person to leave it just for their children. And somebody just really is invading Earth Signs life psyche. So be aware of that. It's a lot of manipulation, mind manipulation, glamour spells going on. It's a lot of energy harvesting going on. So just be aware of that. Somebody is completing business deals overseas, and you Earth Sign, you got a good eye for this, catching the lies and illusions in business deals. So kudos to you. Somebody may live in the mountains or vacation in the mountains. Somebody is doing something in the mountains where it's like making them relax. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. Somebody is storing up somebody is storing up like things like this could, because eggs represent fertility idea. It could, but this is something solid because it's on the ground. So somebody could be storing up money, ideas, or something, or making something grow. They're like, you know how a chicken sit on its eggs, and they're invested in nurturing their baby to make it grow. Someone is definitely doing that. Somebody is nurturing something so they can give birth to something. Is when they give birth to it, it's gonna be like, you know how chickens have like, a lot of eggs. They have like 8 to 10 eggs sometimes. Most of the time, it's somewhere between that. That's how something is doing. Somebody is sitting on something and growing something. They're incubating it, and then when it happens, it's just gonna be boom, 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 boom. It's just gonna pop out from all directions. Spirit said manifestation. Yeah, somebody is manifesting something that's gonna. It's like it's gonna all begin like different. So they're doing different things, and it's gonna all sprout out at once. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know how the egg hatch a baby, one hatch or two may hatch at one time, then there's another one, then beep, 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 all, before you know it, all of them are hatching. You be like, when did this happen? But you watch it happen, but it happens so quickly until you need to process it. That's how this is coming off. So somebody had something, a situation, emotional situation happen, and they will return to being in puppy love with somebody, or some type of puppy love, like somebody, you know how somebody, it's not like, how can I put it, you know how you're in a relationship and you focus, and somebody, your partner hurt you or say something, you focus on something else that make you happy. It don't have to be a person situation. So say that your partner hurt you, and you stop focusing on that person, and you just start giving yourself more self-love. Like, you start falling in love with more love. You see parts of yourself and you fall more in love with that. It's something like that. Like, somebody recoups and heal very well, or somebody has to put up a guard in order to, maybe I'm talking to a very emotional person, in order to protect themselves, to heal themselves. Somebody is very sensitive to the point to they could be overly sensitive, and they know this, and so they have to withdraw and spend times with, piecing that back to see that self that was hurt, so they don't be in ego and pride, to piece that back together, so it won't be, he won't, or he or she won't use her pride to cover up this wound, actually heal that wound. And this is a new, well, not a new way of healing, but to me, this is like a very unique way, because most people don't heal like that. So that's very interesting. Somebody is being initiated into a cult. Somebody is joining a mystical group, or, it's a magician and a high priestess that's working together. And this does indicate a very good business business partnership between a man and a woman. So somebody is it's a magician that's seeking out a high priestess, or high priestess seeking out a magician, but either way they're working together. It's a high priestess and a magician that's working together, and they're creating something very powerful in the business world. And that's where the eggs and the hens come in at, where things start sprouting over here, and they just, before you know it, there's a bunch of babies just around, and they're gonna have a bunch of little business just around. So yeah, that's nice too. That's what the Holy Spirit is giving me. I do have some written down, but this is coming strictly from the Holy Spirit about the chickens. He puts her on the pedestal. Yeah, so high priestess and a magician is working together. You win his heart is yours. Be careful with this too, because when somebody puts you on the pedestal, sometimes it don't allow you to be human. It doesn't allow you to be it don't allow you room for error so you can grow. So be careful with that. They love him, they admire him. So somebody could be working with other people as well. His actions and words are imitated. They can't do it without him, and he can't do it without them. So there's something here that is about working together as a team. If you're not doing this, like high priestess and magician working together, then it's a man that's working with a group of people. Could be, a cult group or something like that. Somebody is working with a bunch of people to, thank you, Holy Spirit. Spirit says it's a group. It's a group of people. It's like an occult or a mystical group, or coven. That's what that's the modern term for it. But it's a group of people that's working together to do this black magic. They're trying to put somebody mate in. Okay, they're trying to put the woman on the pedestal for the man to see the woman on the pedestal, put her on the pedestal. And yes, she has his heart, but it's in a very narcissistic way. They're trying to put this man in an unhealthy amount of pride, so that, when somebody get prideful, I don't need you, and they get so big and prideful. And this is what this group of people are trying to do. They're trying to put somebody in their pride in a very negative way. And yeah, they're trying to make him work with other people, and these people are working together. I'm getting like different messages. The thing here, Spirit said, to deal with this warfare, because I feel like they have you stretched out, and they have you over here, over there, just because, and they're doing this on purpose. There could not be no uniform in your life or no routine, or your routine is being disrupted. And what the Holy Spirit say that you need to unwind, enjoy yourself, enjoy the moment, enjoy yourself. Take a break. So take a break from whatever you're doing. Like this right here is very therapeutic for me, and when you see I don't do it a lot, it's because it's a lot of warfare. It's a lot of stuff that I get distracted from, and I usually do this almost every day at a point, and it's just a lot of warfare. People don't want to see me prosper. They don't want to see me do these things, and these witches or warlocks are desperate people. So when they don't want you to, it's clearly it's a group of them. It's a group. It take a group for one me. It take a whole group for one me. And I literally don't even know what they be doing. I be minding my business. But then when I go in the spiritual world, their energy show up here, and it's all over here, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I see you. Like, I see what you're doing. Like, and this is why they want to keep me away, because they want to be able to control. This is how you know people are narcissistic. People like power and control, and they're not for the people. Because if you constantly are not doing, if like me, I do stuff to help, to uplift people, to protect myself, to protect my family, and I do, you know, spiritual work and prayers and stuff for those things. And I don't really do negative stuff in the spiritual world unless I have to deal with some unruly spirit. You know what I mean? Like narcissists either have to be humble or dead. That's just the way it go for them to stop being narcs. So it's very rare that a prodigal son, to come home, and when their prodigal son or daughter is a narc, it's very rare that they come home and be like, oh, I need to change my ways, or I see me, I need to change. It's very rare. And if they do change, the intentions or motives are very to prey on people. So you have to be aware of those aware narcissists too. So what else am I saying? Yeah. So you have to be aware of those type of people, because that's what I fight with every day. These words, you have to understand, when somebody has spiritual powers and gifts, it's very hard for them not to abuse it. I don't abuse my gifts because I have a heart for people. Before I knew that I had these gifts, I don't wish to control, because I'm in control of me. I know I can control me. Whatever the Holy Spirit does through me is what the Holy Spirit does through me, but I don't take credit for that. I take credit for being obedient, but not for the work itself. For the simple fact is, it wasn't my idea, and I'm a very honest person. I know how to break down truth from spirit. I know how to do that, because most people who don't know how to do that is they're egotistic, they're prideful, and they're possessed. I am not possessed. The Holy Spirit do not possess me. The Holy Spirit leads and guides me, and these people are possessed by spirits and demons. And when you're possessed, you do what that spirit say do, regardless of whether you want to do or not. I have a choice to be obedient, and I choose to be obedient. I don't have to be obedient, and that's what people get the free will from. I choose to be obedient. I don't have to be obedient. I choose to, because I understand it's for my greater good and for the world's greater good. I want everybody to prosper and live that is healthy of the Christ conscious. The anti-Christ conscious, I don't want them to prosper. I don't. Only way I want you to prosper is that you change your mindset into the healing mindset, which is the Christ mindset, to regenerate, to be loved, to be humbled by the Holy Spirit, by God. And that being said, that's the difference, and this a little sneaky difference that comes, or I won't say the subtle difference that comes between when the devil is tricking you. Anything that goes against another person, or they free will, or this and that, that is devil. You know how people are listening to they follow Aleister Crowley's teaching. That name always time my tongue. Aleister Crowley's teachings. And it's the very demonic, and they don't get you in. They don't just say do this right away. You know what I mean? They baby step you. It's baby steps in, and you have to understand that is very demonic stuff. That's very antichrist stuff. If Satan was going to be a person, Satan would have been Aleister Crowley. If Satan was incarnated into this world, it would have been Aleister Crowley. He's a prime example of Satanism. He's a prime example of it. And I truly believe Aleister Crowley was Satan incarnated. That's just my belief. I haven't got, Holy Spirit didn't. I just believe that because the 666 and all of that, his mom calling him the beast, he being raised ultra religious, that's a breeding ground to, incorporate Satan into this reality. And I believe And you know they can't be. People think Satan's supposed to have all these gifts and powers, but when someone is in a human form, it limits them. The spirit may be big, and like you see how he can get people with his words and his following, and get people tricked and tied up. That's why I understand that that is a that is a high level spirit of Satan, if not Satan itself incarnate. You know what I'm saying? People say the devil, but when you say Satan, Satan is a very specific entity. Anybody can be a devil. Everybody got a devil side, but to be Satan is something other than that. It's like the devil times 100, 1,000. So that being said, I really think Aleister Crowley was Satan. That's just what I believe. I believe he was Satan incarnated, and he was put, and that's why the world had to be flipped upside down into 12 months, and we had to go a certain way so Satan could actually live on this earth. Because when it was in high vibration, Satan couldn't be he couldn't have been incarnated on this earth, because the earth wasn't so low, it wasn't so dense, it was in a high vibration. And so that's why the slavery had to happen. There's all this murder had to happen. That's why that's why Aleister Crowley teaching had to be there after slavery. They knew it was going to be such a time as this. They knew it was going to be a time as this where everybody awakened. So they have to Satan to get in where he fit in. So he had to have someone or incarnate himself into this existence in order to keep his following, in order to keep his reign going. So when people are not invested in doing evil, and it's one thing to be in your lower self. It's one thing to dwell and do devilish things. It's a whole another thing to be said. Like to harm a child sexually or to overpower anybody, that takes a great, enormous brain dysfunction, so personality dysfunction, personality disorder. That takes a lot of, somebody being abused. So if people are not getting abused and people are growing up right and being treated with love and kindness, it's really hard for Satan to get in. So that's why he had to trick people. That's why Aleister Crowley, he incarnated as Aleister Crowley and came in through Rain Man, and because you have to understand, Rain Man is not just, people think that he was somebody that they conjured up. No, they conjured up the spirit. He was a savant, and he was a autistic savant. And what people, and then when Jay-Z was saying that he Rain Man roaming out of numbers, you gotta understand they're not talking about just some devil or some spirit they like conjured up, but they're conjuring somebody from the dead that has spiritual powers, and that's what they've been calling on this spirit to, because you gotta understand this person was an actual soul and it actually lived on this planet. And so when that happens and they keep coming lower and lower, they make you into a demon. And so that's why Satan, when you are offspring of Satan, that's why you will get certain powers. Satan operates almost like the divine, just in a demonic way. And I don't understand how people don't understand that. So when you have somebody that is significantly different and is autistic, but in a demonic way, it's usually hard for someone to be artistic in a demonic way. I didn't go into Rain Man's story to understand everything that happened, so I can't speak on that. But I'm pretty sure something happened to make him that way, and that's what Satan do. He distorts the soul, and they keep conjuring up this distorted soul to come and steal, brainwash, kill, and do these things. And what that does with Rain Man is the spirit of Pazuzu. Pazuzu, is reinvented himself into Rain Man. And so what that happens when you have that strong connection, what happens to that is, that's why you see a modern day, that's why he wouldn't let Rihanna out the room until 6 hours later. Either she had to come, or she walk out through the door, or she had thrown out the window. So she had to endure, they tugging her hands and putting her hands and shoving whatever they were shoving in her, or whatever they did to split her psyche to allow Rain Man in whenever they want to. So, yeah, this is why God don't force himself on you. When you see the spirit of God, and God, he's down with the brokenhearted, and he don't force himself. He just know what you need, and the Holy Spirit. One thing about God, He's gentle, and till He had to seek revenge for His children and things that is going on this earth. He's very gentle with us. We are not the devil. If you mess up, then whatever you didn't do to someone else, He gonna do to you. That's not how the Holy Spirit works. The Holy Spirit nurtures you, is kind, is patient, and understand that you're human, and let you be human, but you know, and critiques you in a way that helps you to grow, not to hurt you. It may hurt you for a moment because the truth hurts, and then once you accept the truth and build yourself back up, the Holy Spirit is there, and they gently guide you through these steps because they know that's how you build a healthy human being. You don't just, do what I say. You ever had those parents just do what I say because I say do it, and they have no integrity? That's why the kids don't respect them, because like you say, do what I say, and you can't even apologize to this and that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got off track a little bit. We're gonna get back on track, but yeah, that's what these people are doing. Yeah, I already told you guys that they're trying to, they're blocking they're projecting oblivion onto your conscious mind so that you can't see this dark magic, so you can't see how involved these people are, how desperate they are. They're very desperate, because for a touch, these people, I hate to say it, because we tried to tolerate them for so long, but these people are about to die. That's why they're fighting, so because they know when there's high vibrational energy and when the Christ conscious come in and it really takes over, that they're not going to be able to survive because they survive off of people murdering, killing, abortions, blowing up nations, sodomizing and raping people. They thrive off this type of stuff. That's why you see so much of it going on. That's why you see so many death rituals, and they're trying to cause all these deaths so that they can control the masses, because they do a lot of mind control and manipulation. People are like they have to do spells and rituals. No, you can turn on your TV and turn on your phone and get hypnotized. You can listen to a song that you don't know that this person is sold. They sold, and they don't put this music in there and hypnotize your mind and control your mind. People always think they got to be over a candle or doing some no. They do it in your music. They do it to your food. So as long as you're eating certain things, and one thing about it, you can eat whatever you want, and pray over it. But once you understand that everything you do is spiritual, then you'll understand how to combat the enemy. If everything to do the spiritual, the enemy do is this and that, you know what I mean? All you have to do, especially if you're Christ conscious, to transmute that, it's the opposite. That's why it's called flipping your mind. When I used to go through episodes of depression and stuff, I read this article, and I looked at this YouTube video, and it teaches you how to flip your mind. If you're depressed, you fake like you're happy until you're actually happy, and it does work. It worked for me for a while. It worked. Some people, they have gummies and things to make you happy. It's so many things that's out here now that you don't have to be depressed. People should not be unaliving themselves. People should not be going postal and just shooting up schools. It's too much stuff. It's weed. It's illegal now. Like, come on. It's so many things and so when you see a lot of people doing shooting spells and stuff like that, a lot of times they're bringing clones out, or they're unaliving people, cloning them, and using their character or their body to do these crimes, and then they were like, oh, that person did it, when behind the scenes, that's not a person at all. That's a demon that just used this person's body to shoot up a school, to shoot up this, and to, you know what I mean? Because we got too much stuff to make us happy now, and we know it, and it's easy. So they have to, they got creative. And then anything that you see, your intuition gonna be like, something's off. And you can just tell with these people. And I'm sorry, Earth signs, I just got into this black magic because these are what these people, these witches and warlocks, they're in political places, they're in high places, like doing wicked things, and you have to be aware of this. And like I told y'all on my Instagram, that robot, they're thinking of the thing. That's why Elon Musk is pushing this AI thing. Because just think about it. If he can control all the bots, and he can just come to your house and you can't do nothing about the bot, you have no guns and stuff. That's why they trying to snatch the guns. You have no way to defend yourself. Yeah, you can hit it, but if they making a titanium and certain stuff, they can control us through this and harm us through these robots. And that's the whole point of Neuralink and doing it. It's sometimes people can create things. It's just like anything in this world. People can create things that's good and bad. They can use the same thing that they use for good for bad. And it's the same way. Just like, you know what I mean? If you drink too much or eat too much, you can become obese. And when you can become obese, that's a hindrance to your heart and you're hurting yourself. But, you know what I mean? You could eat the same foods and just lessen it, and it'll help yourself. You get what I'm saying? It'll help you grow mentally, you fueling your body. And that's the same thing. The Neuralink is very a dangerous thing. It's a very it's a very intelligent thing to do and to have. But God lets infirmities happen and certain things happen because people with certain powers, if they were just perfect, then you get what I'm saying? They will just be narcissists. There will be no love there because they're perfect. If you're perfectly wonderfully made and yet the Holy Spirit made you, that's why all these people that you see getting these BBLs, they was under spells and ritual. They want to look like somebody. They want to do this and do that. When these witches and warlocks are not in power anymore, and that's why they're desperate for energy, they can't make people feel bad about them bodies. If God gave you a flat ass, you're going to thank God for that flat ass because you didn't have to be born. You get what I'm saying? If God gave you a big butt and you want a small one, you're going to thank God for that big butt because it's people out here, unaliving themselves trying to get that aesthetic when you naturally have it. And I feel like everybody has something that's beautiful about themselves. As long as you're beautiful on inside, you're going to appreciate that. I had some ugly ass friends. I dated some ugly people, but they had beautiful personalities. I didn't care about, if you're my friend, I don't care if you're big, fat, sloppy. You could be fat, you could be skinny, you could be purple, you could be orange, you could be yellow. I don't discriminate. It's your spirit that in which you operate in that I adore. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really be careful when dealing with these witches and warlocks because they can make themselves appear as something that they're not. And a lot of y'all got fooled by a lot of these prophets. And I can name they all. I can name them one by one. And you guys go on their channels, click, and you guys are so invested in them because of the spells and rituals that they're doing to walk in other people's energy. But if you see these hags, if you see what they look like spiritually, you'll be like, ew, yuck. That's how I be in the spiritual world. And I'm like, these people don't see that? Like, that's a hag. She ain't nothing but a hag. She keep unaliving people and switching up people's destinies to wear that energy. And I see the hag and I see the energy that they wear, other people's energy and masks that they wear. And just like with there's another person. It's a snake. They have a snake spirit. Every time they speak, you know how the snake has this tongue, and that's what I see whenever he speaks. I see a snake spirit. And if you can just open your eyes to see the spirit behind in which someone is operating, then you'll make better choices. Then you'll be like, I don't want to click on that content. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch that. And I'm not hating. I just want you guys to realize that the more Christ conscious you get and the more you heal, the more your spiritual gifts that open up. You'll see that you have the same spiritual gifts. Some of y'all will be more in depth and in detail with y'all in other areas because everybody's not going to be the exact same, but it'll be complementary to the spirit of God, to the Holy Spirit. And you'll be like, yeah, you see that, and then you can, that's how God works. But these witches and warlocks, they are losing, and they are mad is SHAIT because they're losing. And so I know who I'm the soul of. That's why they come over here and bother me. And I used to like, oh, why me? But it is what it is. I done did this so many times, so many lifetimes. They feel away. Oh, if you're glowing, your aura is yellow, then you're a narcissist. I beg you're different. I bet your partner. No, it's not. They don't necessarily mean that. Satan came, Lucifer came and walked into Jesus Christ's energy, and he said he was the morning star. He called himself Lucifer, but it says Jesus Christ is the real true morning star, and he don't call himself Lucifer. So they both had yellow auras. That's why you got to try the spirit by the spirit to see if that spirit of God. See, Satan was wearing Jesus Christ's energy, you know, and and the Christ showed up in his own authentic energy as the Christ, as the Christ comes as the God, as who he should be. He walked with God. So when you walk with God and you check all your ego, you check everything to make sure it's your energy, it's authentic. And they try to say that because I glow yellow, because my aura is yellow, then I'm a narcissist. I am nowhere a narcissist. I have a heart. I do not go out and do stuff. I do not go in the spiritual world and just do stuff because I don't like her. I want her energy. I want his energy. I mind my business, and I help others, and I help others grow and ascend. I don't want to control you. You should want to control yourself. You should want the Spirit of God to lead you and guide you. I don't want to do any of that controlling you. I will lead you and guide you through the Holy Spirit, because Shaquita is just flesh too. Like, I have my days too. I'm human too. And once people realize that narcissists don't say I'm human, if they say I'm human, it's for an agenda to get you to see a different point of view or whatever they want to point out. I do not wish to do that. I wish to just give you what God is going to give you, feed you what God going to feed you, and go about my business. If I'm entertaining while doing that, kudos. If I build up skills and stuff, I should, because I learn to follow the Spirit of God. And only through the Spirit of God can we truly hold on to wealth. Can we truly hold on to our morals and integrities? Can we truly hold on to the money, to the love and admiration through the Holy Spirit? I do not want to be admired through anything else but the Holy Spirit, but the Christ consciousness, because anything else is dead. Jesus is the only true and living God, and once you understand that, then you guys will be able to walk in that. I want you guys to understand it, realize it, and walk in it. And once you see that, then you be like, why she so bold? Because, like, ain't a devil in hell that can stop me. You may can delay a little something, because the Lord is showing me a little bit more warfare, and how deep how narcissistic and how far gone a lot of y'all are. But that's all you can do. And if God don't want it delayed no more, and I don't need to learn nothing else, woe be unto you. That's all I got to say. I'm out. Peace.